Quick Tip Tuesday. Should you rent your home or sell it? If you've been thinking about selling your home or your home's lingering on the market, the thought of renting it may have crossed your mind. But I want to go over some points for you to consider before you jump into that decision. The first one is whether or not your loan type will allow the conversion to a rental property. So that means that you would no longer be the primary owner occupant and that you'll be using that for a commercial purpose. Second of all, does the home really fit as a rental, or will it be a good match up for a rental? If the home needs a lot of repairs, probably not a good idea to rent that. If it's not typical of what other properties are in demand for in your area, again, not a good fit. If it's a really new home, you may find that it's easy to rent, but you also have to consider the flip side to having a tenant in a new property or one that's been recently remodeled. Then let's talk about the realities of renting the property. So there are a lot of points to consider. The first one is, are you ready to make repairs, be on call when tenants need you or something goes wrong with the property? If you're moving out of the area, that might not be a good choice for you. Additionally, if the home, is not in a good area, you may have a difficult time renting the property. And then we have to talk about, once you rent it, what could happen at that point. What are the repercussions of that? That could be damage by the tenant, that you have to take someone to court, or you have to put more of your money into the property. You may have tenants that skip out on payments, again, taking them to court, trying to get recourse for that. And then that money's coming out of your pocket, might put you in a financial situation that you hadn't considered. There are also costs with renting the property. So of course you have to cover, if you have a mortgage, you have to cover your mortgage payment, you need to cover your taxes, and then insurance. So let's talk about how insurance changes. When that becomes a rented property or a commercial property at that point, because it's no longer your primary residence, you can expect an increase in a change in the type of coverage you have. So we're talking, 25% or more at times, and then again, you don't have the same coverage type. So you need to check with your insurance company. The cost of finding a tenant, you may have to advertise, you may have to take out and spend money on that just to find a good tenant, or for background screenings. Then we talk about vacancies. When the home isn't rented, all of those expenses are coming out of your pocket. So not only the payment and the taxes, but then you have insurance, which we just talked about, but then you have utilities. So if someone's not occupying it, there is a cost to hold that property until you have another tenant. And then lastly would just be the maintenance item, or HOA fees if that's applicable. But anything that goes wrong or breaks within the property, that's another added cost. So if you're thinking about renting your property out and you want to bounce some ideas off or walk through that with me, I'm happy to help and guide you so that you can make the best decision possible. Thanks for watching, and talk to you soon.